Hey guys, welcome to this Art of War Plus One. We are back. We had some camera issues, but now they're fixed. Took a wee while.
Had some life getting in the way,
Yeah,
as in no time.
that too.
Yeah.
But we're back now.
Yep.
And yeah, we're looking to make some more videos, and COVID allowing, we should be able to pump out some more content.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Today I've got a Rhinar list that's very in progress. So I built this the other night, and the plan was to beat Ottoman Guardian players, but I haven't tuned for any other kind of matchups at all. So
Yeah.
I'm-
We're just assuming aggro is not particularly good after. Well, we'll definitely be on a downtick after the new bans, which if you haven't heard is Ball Lightning and Plunder Run is gone, and Bright has been errated,
yeah,
which should shake up the meta quite a bit.
I guess while we're here, what are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts on it? I think maybe Ball Lightning was a little heavy-handed.
Yeah,
It feels to me like the card was not designed as intended. It should have been not a replacement effect, so it doesn't have the broken interaction with Sting of Sorcery. I think that's where the real trouble with the card comes from, is that you can't Arcane Barrier 1. It should have been similar to Ode to Wrath, where you lose a life if you take a damage per Ball Lightning or something similar.
I wasn't like a huge fan of erratas, but like seeing as they errated Briar anyway, I think they could just have easily have errated Ball Lightning.
No, I'd really dislike erratas on cards. At least with tokens, they're able to print more tokens.
Okay.
But printing cards that you actually play and they don't do what they say, I think is really problematic.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
You can't just play a card and your opponent goes to read it and you're like, oh, actually no. So you have to Google it.
Yeah.
I think that's a big issue. So I don't like them not errating Ball Lightning. I just think they missed the interaction with Sting of Sorcery somehow in development. Or they considered it to be less of an issue than it was.
Yeah, and I guess for Plunder Run,
Plunder Run, I think, was always going to be a design problem for
absolutely.
Fab going into the future. The more we see these go wide decks, the more of an issue it became. It just means you have to full block a hand because they're threatening to draw on every single attack.
The problematic aspect of the card that I thought was that you could draw on any single one of those cards. So every single card that they attack with is a must block, basically, because otherwise the value just becomes astronomical.
It definitely opens the door for fixed Plunder Run, which is just the next attack getting the draw card.
So I think you and I would both agree that we'd like to see like a functional reprint of Plunder Run, but with next attack gets +3, and if it hits, draw a card. With the Arsenal clause.
Yep.
And
I think
to
it's
fix
totally
the
reasonable.
card.
Yep.
Yeah.
And your cards still get to play it. And you get to
still
get to do things like Plunder from Arsenal, Surging for 8 into Threatening Whelming, which has always been the hardest turn to deal with from Katsu.
Yeah.
So there's room there, and I like that it's not as punishing to these slower decks or like the mid-range decks which don't have all the defensive tools to deal with a Plunder Run turn.
Yeah, I think LCS is still trying to work out like the boundaries of where aggro and where control actually needs to be in relation to each other, and they're still kind of, I think they've gone too far in both directions, and they're slowly starting to hem them in a little bit, which is good to see.
Once we see actually into the extreme, we'll get them trimmed down, I feel.
Yeah. All right.
So I am playing Chane Bound by Shadow. This is an aggro chain list. We are cutting out our cards for the mirror, so our inverts, and then some of our slower cards, so the Unhallowed Rites, the potions, Hell from Beyond, Eclipse. So Eclipse is only a package with all these potions. You can't really get it off anymore without a time snap or two.
Yep.
That's very, very hard. And this is only good versus a lot of defense reactions. And we're expecting to have to block at some point. I think Demon's going to be hitting us reasonably hard, so we're using the Carrion Husk of the either Iron Weave.
That's the plan. We're going to see.
If I was expecting Daniel to be on a much more defensive plan, which I have tried into Chane previously on Rhinar, where you play something like 9 defense reactions, some Bonehead Barriers.
How did that go?
And Sigils. You can get very close to fatiguing the Chane.
Yeah.
This was when Chane had Seeds of Agony as well. So the main advantage to that was that people weren't expecting that plan. So that's sideboard wrong. But as it is, this is only for Viscerai. And we are playing with new Blitz-A-Thon because we're not allowed to play with Duskblade for a good reason.
Why not?
I'm not sure if you've ever played this with that card, Daniel, but it's not a reasonable card.
Sorry, I thought you meant Nebula Blade. Yeah, Duskblade is not a reasonable card. We made a mistake.
Yes, that one was definitely a mistake. 12.
You're getting good on these rolls today.
Just getting rolled on these dice rolls.
Can you let me start?
I will definitely be starting. I'm not getting triple barraging into a course win. I'm going to make my soul shift first.
Come on, man. You're going to be like this.
I swear this happens every time I play this deck. I draw a little minimum of my turn one. which isn't particularly good.
No, it's not.
We can Arsenal that. Play that. There's one resource. Do I care about getting through with Blitz-A-Thon? Then it was just on Skull Gap. So that means our strange cards are those. It's definitely harder to get attack action. Non-attack actions in the list now with no Seeds of Agony to finish. It's much harder to hit. So I have to decide what I'm arseling here, and it's between Captain's Call and Belittle, I think. Belittle's going to be strong here.
I think, yeah.
I think Belittle's probably the keep.
Captain's Call has been a card that surprised me with how powerful it's been. In
Yeah.
a lot of decks, actually.
The other
Just how
option
flexible it is.
is this worth playing if I'm going to be keeping the Belittle? This doesn't do much. Because then I just waste the quick and token.
I reckon the plan is probably play the Flock, make the quick, and Arsenal the Belittle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
If you don't need the Captain's Call for something, you can pitch it for a Rhinar.
That was exactly the plan. The other option is get a Rosetta swing off. Just do damage.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit harder.
It depends. Do you
Means I have to do like that into or do that into swing with Rosetta. And then I can't do much. I get to Arsenal this then, which is probably fine.
Yeah, you could do.
But I do waste the surge on this. I'm not sure how relevant it is. So this is close to. There's a lot of options.
Yeah.
This does just get bogged down though. It feels like a waste of some reds. Not that you can pitch good reds early. It's one of the harder turns I've had to think about. Raid Arsenal, thanks.
I guess it just depends what you prefer as your setup for turn 2, really. 'Cause I don't think you're really getting damage through, other than the Rosetta.
Yeah. I think Captain's Call is our best setup. If it was any card but Belittle, did I get to Arsenal?
Yeah.
Well, I could Arsenal this, but like, doesn't do much either. So I think we're just gonna come in there.
For 6?
Yep.
We're just gonna block 7.
We're gonna be putting a blue minimalism on the bottom.
Yep.
So we're gonna make a rune chant. We're gonna take our free damage here. So make our rune chant.
Yep.
Make our soul shackle.
Yep.
We're going to Rosetta for 1, 2, and 2. So it gets 3 damage through, which is nice. Or 2 damage.
Yeah.
actually.
I'm
One
gonna
damage.
take it all.
Actually,
So I'll take 5.
Rosetta's a nice tails card.
yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's the one I was thinking of. Oh, and Spellbound Creepers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to take 5 here?
Yep.
I think what I should have thought about more was not making this, because it means you can Arcane Scale Cap the Rosetta damage.
That's true.
But
If I was gonna block.
if you were going to block, yeah. So, should be something I considered more, but as it is, didn't happen.
No.
We can
These 2 cards are too good.
Blood Rush Bellows.
Yeah.
Yes, Blood Rush Bellows out for Rampage there.
It's not, it's CLI.
Aye.
So yeah, we just go pitch, Blood Rush Bellows. Odd even.
Yep.
Even.
We're just going to be taking a bunch of damage.
Ah,
here.
come on.
Come on, Daniel.
No.
Oh, you dropped the best one.
I know. I was supposed to keep that one.
Need my Rhino dice.
Yeah, thank you. That one. And I'll draw 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 2 resources left. I've got some interesting decisions. I've drawn all the Majestics. So, what I'm thinking at the moment is that I can claw,
So
and then I
yeah,
can pitch and come in with the massacre.
yeah, it always feels like a waste not double clawing, but you could also overpitch. Go with the claw arsenal this next turn, which seems a
Yeah.
little weaker. You're trading off decent amount of damage actually for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe just push damage.
this is what I'm thinking, eh? So we're just going to come in with the claw.
You're gonna take 5.
5. And then we're just pitching 3, and we're just coming 8.
This hand has mini
Second-
block 2, so we're gonna be taking 8 here. Doesn't really matter. We're just gonna
Haha,
rely,
yoink it.
we're just gonna rely on our high damage output here to get there.
Yep.
And hope we don't get like blood rush bellies into blood rush bellies.
Let's go!
An interesting note about this matchup is Alpha Rampage is surprisingly disappointing. I would normally side these out in aggro matchups. The rate of 3
Yeah.
cards for 9 damage is not particularly good. You'd rather your aggro opponents be blocking, because otherwise you can get that damage back on
Yeah, true.
normal trades. I'm gonna miss Shackles.
Rest in peace.
Hand's very good though. So we're gonna Shackles. We're going to Rosetta for 2.
It's not quite what I was expecting. I'll just take 2 here.
I'm gonna Captain's Call, choose and go again.
Yep.
We're going to Flock, revealing Morgan Skies.
That's pretty good.
There's my tokens.
I'm just going to sink below.
So you take 1.
Yep.
And we're gonna Flock, revealing Morgan Skies.
That's pretty good. I'll take 5 here. Ow.
Yeah.
Alright. It's time to swear by the dice.
Get a 1. 1 extra point.
Discard. Double intimidate.
And again, I think we're pretty happy taking damage here. We've got 1 billion life on our armor.
2.
1.
Yep.
Neither of these are the cards I want to block with, so I'm gonna block.
Yep.
The other 2 cards I want to block with.
Oh, and I draw, sorry.
Alright, let's see some hits.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Definitely hits. Good ones too.
This is the greediest Rhino build you've ever seen.
It's a little awkward. Yeah, I would have really liked to block for one of these, save some life, but we just don't do enough damage. Need 1 more blue. I'm just gonna play some damage, I think. We're gonna Ghostly Visit for 4.
And just get defense rate 4.
Ghostly Visit for 2.
And makes a single rune charge.
Yeah.
I don't envision myself. It's not too many on hits anymore in that deck.
Actually, maybe this is wrong. Actually, I'm gonna
Okay.
Health from Beyond it as well.
Okay.
So for 5.
I'll take this.
Get a rune shot.
Yep.
I'm gonna resource.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of these are cards I particularly like to Arsenal. Shackles. Double Read Refined.
That's not ideal.
Arsenal 1's pretty bad. So is anyone with a card in hand? There was a 2 intimidates.
Got him. Filagra Rhino, let's go.
So I could play 1 here. It's 1 less damage than Rosetta. Which means I probably just shouldn't. Because we're not threatening any on hits or anything.
No.
The question is whether I want to Arsenal this, right?
Yep.
1, 2, and 2.
I'll just take it.
Yep.
That is a lot of damage.
Yeah. I mean, if I have a blue there, I can Shadow Versa to get the Refined up. So,
I'm gonna
Yeah.
Tunic. I'm gonna play Art of War. I'm gonna banish and pick Go again.
the usual.
Gonna go Brudging Beat down. Maybe I did that wrong.
You can
Yeah.
change
No,
it.
sorry. Okay. It's not that much point, I guess. Actually, I don't think it changes. I don't think I have enough resource anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that might be reasonable. Just play the Progeny Beat down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess.
No,
Oh, sorry,
no,
I've been
no,
rolling.
nice.
Yeah.
That one there. I was meant to do. That was a card I was not blocking with. So we'll take that.
Just gonna go Sand Sketch Plan.
Find a base weapon.
Yeah. And discard it. Come on! Pretty please game. So I can get my triple intimidate this way.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm kind of unlucky. Okay, cool. So I'll intimidate you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, animal. Yeah, animal.
We attract the audience.
Yep.
So you get my second action point, but there's not really much I can do with it.
Yeah, area. Yep, go again. It's always disappointing when you draw into one of these off the hard wall. Go again.
Yeah, I already had one, but I wasn't originally planning to pitch it. So yeah, there might have just been a mistake on my part.
So you get your 4 damage here at least.
Odd even. Odd.
Well, we get to keep the one card we're going to block
Yeah,
with.
so we're coming in for 10.
10. So if I block here, that deals me 7.
Yeah.
Putting me to 14.
Yeah.
We do that, so if I have to take 1 blood debt, I don't lose my carrion husk. Oh, it's the start of my
It's
turn,
the
I
start
guess.
of your turn.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
while since I played with this card. Do I want to use my damage? Do I want to try and double block somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth saving life at any point here?
The next Blood Rush is next turn, by the way.
I don't think it's worth saving life there.
Alright. I was like, why is there a pet come to my banish zone? Oh, yeah. Of course.
3 misses. CNC. Yeah, CNC for 7. This is much more effective if Daniel has an Arsenal, but
Yeah, it is. I kind of whiffed a little bit.
it's also just better if I get to keep the Demigod instead of the CNC. I'd rather do 4 into Arsenal card into Rosetta than this.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the resource this way. But it's still solid. It's still like pretty much the same damage. It's just 1 less.
Yeah. I think we might just try and set up for next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just block 3 here. I'll take 4.
I'll trigger my Shadow Puppetry.
Yep.
Am I with heading?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Demigon was the nuts.
Yeah. So you have no resource left after that, right?
Shackles. Could leave it in banish and play this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just staying here, so I'd rather just save the 1 life, I think, that way.
So
I can play this. This is the same damage. I save 1 life here. Yeah.
just gonna get my skull hat value. So this is why it's fine to take some damage from the CNC there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go tunic. We're having a bit of an off turn, so we drew a lot of blues.
Do you want to take a card?
I'm now committed to stealing one manually.
I would happily block with that one, I think. These other ones, which take...
So it's for 5 if you block this and 2 cards.
yeah. If we double block... I think we're winning that game. I assume we don't just totally with. Some rough cards to block with, but means we get to keep carrying Husk for another turn.
Just
which is worth it.
It's pretty good.
We just can't hit Soul Shackles though. So we're going to show Soul Shackles and Hallowed Rites.
For
But this one's gone.
4.
Yeah.
And there's 2 resources left.
Yeah.
Alright, blocking this. No, Rhino doesn't care.
Depends if your hand's functional.
Yeah, kind of is.
That's the main thing that determines if you block or not a Rhino.
Do I do things? I do. I'll take 3.
I'll come for 3.
Yep. I'll just drop to 5.
Go ahead.
We'll take tunic up. Pitch 3, I'm going to come in with Frightening Battery.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Bang Battery.
I can't. I'm going to change my methods.
We're going to carry Husk this one. We've got no Arsenal to protect, so we don't care about a CNC follow-up.
Yep.
There's no one hits in Rhino other than that. And we're going to lose it this turn anyway, so we might as well save exactly 6 damage.
Yeah. That's just the card I wanted to keep.
So you can go Claw, Pack Hunt. Or just
Not
Claw,
quite.
Pack Hunt.
Oh, these 2.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm
So
just going Claw.
once. You can Claw once in Alpha Rampage and hope to spike to Reckless one.
No, I can't because I have to discard.
No, you like Claw once and then Arsenal the Alpha Rampage.
You could do.
Or you could just Claw.
I think that's just a losing game.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just have to deal damage.
Mhm.
Yeah, Claw.
We'll save 2 damage and take 4.
Yep.
And that way we just get to use a second block on this at some point if it's relevant.
So I'm hoping to survive this turn.
Well, I've got a lot of blood debt cards left, so let's see some.
Yeah. It's not.
1, 2. Not a bad one. Would like to see one of these out of Wars in hand though. That'd be nice.
No, they belong there.
Only the best card on the deck. How much resource do I need? 1, 2. Yeah, we can do this. Wait, that doesn't work, does it? Unfortunately, it doesn't have any breakpoints, but I don't think it's worth hustling. Shackles?
Yep.
2, 5. 6, sorry.
Yep.
Come on for 3.
I'll just block for 3.
Mm-hmm. Did I miscount slightly? Yeah, maybe I should have given them an Ozen. definitely should keep them when I was. Captain's cool. Choosing.
Yeah, I get this back.
Go again.
Yep.
Come on for 5.
I'll block 4.
2-1.
Yep.
Rosetta for turn 2.
It's pretty annoying.
Here's where it gets tough for Rhino
Yeah. Just take 2.
and Arsenal.
Yeah. It gets a bit impossible.
Yeah, you have to not let the game get to this point, really. You have to draw your blood rushes earlier.
Yeah. I haven't
It's a
seen
bit
one.
of a... You've seen one.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
claw.
this card's so good. Take
Ah,
3.
this is the last turn of the game.
Reroll it. Have to.
Alright.
Do you get double claw?
Yeah.
So take 3 on the first one. And then we're just going to save some life and take 2.
Yeah.
Make sure
I
we
know
don't
my
die.
sequencing is completely wrong, guys. Forgive me.
It would take quite a lot of misses for me to lose this game here.
There we go. Oh. Come on.
It's not quite enough misses for you, I don't
I mean, you just need the non-attack action and the attack action you get there.
think. Exactly. Come up for 4. 3. 4. Oh, yeah, 4.
I'll leak. No, I can't block with that one. I'll leak 1.
7. Yeah. Plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
6.
I'll block 6.
Mm-hmm. No, sorry, paying for that.
Yeah.
Rosetta.
I'll block the arcane. Die.
And die. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. I kind of went about
So
how I
post-game
would
discussion.
expect.
Yeah. Post-game discussion, eh?
Alright. So, as a Rhinar player, I cannot race Chane.
This card is so good.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
You can, but your deck has to be built slightly differently, I think.
Yeah.
So cards like Red Savage Swing are pretty good. Just 7 damage for 1 with an
Yeah,
Intimidate on top.
that's
Things
true.
you can do off Tunic. You can build your deck to race like reasonably effectively, but it's a lot harder and you sacrifice a lot of other matchups.
Yeah.
So
So
this- yeah,
I'm trying to work out kind of what cards I actually want in my deck. So I'm still very much in the building
this
process.
card's only good in pure club builds, I think. It's very, very good with club, but mediocre
Yeah.
with claws. I think
That's
if
true.
you're on this
It's
plane, you
something I
should be
don't
sideboarding
think
it out
I-
in claws.
Yeah, I haven't built my own claws deck yet,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm still trying to work it out. So these are the 2 cards that I kind of wanted in,
Yeah,
because
so
I
that's
thought
fantastic.
they were quite punish kind of old time.
Yeah, I'd
for
always
playing
keep,
quite slow.
always keep 3 of those.
What else was I thinking about? The Blue Bellows. Playing 3 Beast Withins for
3 base withins.
for the greed factor.
It's just good. You can block away with
Yeah.
one if you don't
So-
want to take the damage. And
So yeah,
Yeah.
I've quite a lot of the combo stuff. I've got 2 Time of Fendels, 3 Art of Wars,
Mhm.
and 3 Blood Rush Bellows, obviously.
if someone's looking to build a Rhino deck, I would highly recommend Arsenal Pass's Rhino deck. It's a good place
Yeah.
to start. He explains what to do.
Yeah.
We also have Patreon content on Rhino.
Yep.
We've played it, or we've put it up as a.
Yeah, Liam's
Deck
got
was
a much more competitive build,
Mhm.
but I'm trying to work out something slightly differently. And this is the very first draft.
And this is Chane minus Plunder Run, replacing the 6 Plunder Runs with 3 red Morbrion Skies, 2 blue,
Yeah.
whatchamacallit, Unhallowed Rites, and 1 yellow Hell from Beyond.
Yep.
Just trying to keep that non-attack action count a bit higher, and this is because we're expecting the meta to slow down a little bit. So putting cards on the bottom is strong there.
It's still good. You're still going to catch people that don't have a good game plan to aggro.
You can also pitch stack reasonably well. You can set up these big late game turns.
Spellbound Creepers is pretty crazy.
Paper is really good. You can do things like play an attack, and if it doesn't get full blocked, you can instant speed your Morbrion Skies. Especially
Yeah.
red to instant speed, make 3 rune chants, and give your next attack go again anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Which pushes a lot of damage. I've
Yeah.
gone to that one before. And then, of course, because it's Chane, you just also get a million extra armor. You get to start on such a higher life total than your opponent. You get 3, 6, 12, 13 life above your
Yeah.
opponent.
And if your opponent's playing some kind of diddling mid-range deck where the playing for aggro is not super great, you get to punish them really hard.
Kind of like this,
Kinda
where
easy, yeah.
Rhinar struggles at making me block.
Yep.
And then doesn't really have the
Any disruption.
or the damage to
Yeah.
really match me. There's some good turns in the middle there. But yeah, this deck's still solid.
Yeah.
I'd put it
Like a B tier.
B tier here. Probably very good if you're expecting a lot of Prism. Spellbound Creepers helps that match up a whole lot. You no longer
Yeah.
just get bricked by an Arclight Sentinel because you
Yeah.
can generate an action point at instant speed to get around it. Which means you can just Rosetta the Arclight. You can instant speed your more round skies, get an action point, play more attacks. And the Prism put away their whole hand at that point, so you can clear Spectral Shields or whatever.
I imagine Briar's still decent, but if you want to play an aggro deck and you've been playing cards or whatever, and you kind of want to change, I think Chane is one of the better aggro decks you could be playing at the moment.
I really enjoyed Chane in the Road to National season. It was obviously a much more powerful deck.
Yeah.
But
How could you? I hated that shit.
I enjoy the puzzle of, especially if it's slow deck, setting up your deck. And putting together these strong late game hands through your pitch stack.
Yeah.
Which you can still do, and you should be thinking about pretty much every turn.
I did enjoy those games. I just really disliked the games where you're playing against another Chane deck.
The mirror was not particularly
Or you were playing the defensive deck against the Chane and you would let your opponent play Sudoku to see if they could work out how to win.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. I'm just trying to, in this matchup, my game plan is push as much damage as possible on each turn, and you get the time to set up your arsenal and things. So ideally I would have been looking to set up more Rance Guys in arsenal, or more Quicken tokens, or Shadow Puppetry. Art of War wouldn't see any of in that matchup, but that's your single most powerful card in the deck still. There's a reason people were talking about this being insane in Chane. Yeah. And it still is. Nothing's changed there.
I guess from my perspective, because I'm just testing this deck, thoughts from my game is I do need to have a plan for these aggro decks. So what I'm thinking about is maybe going up a couple springboards, or maybe land on 2 or 3. I have a club in the sideboard. Actually use it. And then with the 5/6, I think I have a decent time at fatiguing it. I didn't feel like you were dealing like that much insane damage, although you were missing your Art of Wars.
Missing Art of Wars, missing a lot of shackles.
Yeah.
Demigon's one of the cards that is really good at pushing extra damage, just generally comes in. The deck has a lot of go again now that it didn't used to have with all the Immortal on Skies and the Captain's Calls and things. So instead of like 3-ish attacks a turn, one of them being big, you get like 4 maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it operates on a different axis to most decks. Like it puts the emphasis on the opponent to have a game plan for you to either fatigue you or to outrace you. Which
maybe
not a lot of decks can do.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what the new set brings.
Yeah.
Brute. I've been a little bit disappointed by the cards revealed for it so far because they're reliant on dice rolling, which is
I agree with that.
Which at a competitive level is not what you want to see.
Possible.
Yeah. You don't want to see.
And we've got a worse breakneck battery coming because it doesn't block.
Yeah. No, it's worse.
Pulping.
Yeah, worse pulping. Yeah. So it's not super exciting. But hopefully we get some good cards.
Speaking of pulping, that's a good card to have in this deck. Is the sideboard plan for aggro.
Yeah.
So match it's kind of counterintuitive. It's a card that doesn't block that you bring in versus card decks where you want to block.
Yeah.
But
we are getting arguably
really lets you race these sort of decks because you can keep a hand of pulping and a bunch of 6s, and you can just go pulping claw, and that's 12 damage turn, which they can't block out.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, we're getting a arguably better Iron Rot Gauntlet as well.
Yeah.
With the new
But I think it'll take a bit to make me switch from Gambler's Gloves in this deck.
Yeah.
The insurance is too good.
Yes. I mean, if you are going hard for that fatigue matchup, might have some upside.
But yeah, that's our Out of War episode for today.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you
watching, guys.
Be sure to check out our Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be getting more content going hopefully soon.
Yep.
Now that we can again.
Yeah.
Should be up tomorrow.
Cool.
This won't be up tomorrow for you. That's in
All right.
It will be up tomorrow because you don't know when we're uploading it.
Don't hold us to that.
Awesome. Thanks. We'll see you next time.